Hey guys, what's going on? We're back today with Kerbal Space Program, mostly because Civilization Beyond Earth was not recording for us. It kept crashing the computer. Kinda irritated by that, but enough of that. So this is Kerbal Done Right. This will be part 8. And I'm switching the series title because I've learned quite a bit over the past couple of days here. So yeah. We're gonna go ahead and get some things going on here. Now we are starting all over, and so because of that, we're just gonna basically start the science stuff again. Alright, so we're just gonna go like this, and we're gonna use Valentina, of course, and we're just gonna launch without any engines, without anything on it. We're gonna launch, and I'm gonna show you guys why. And so we're gonna take a crew report right as soon as we can. Crew report from Launchpad. Keep the data, and then leave EVA. And she will EVA report. She is flying over Kerbin's shores right now, so she's going to keep that data, and it's a glitch, but I'm not complaining because it's only recording her as flying because she's not physically touching it, but in reality she is still touching it. So we're going to take the data, we're going to store the data, and then we're going to press space and drop. Now we're on the ground. And she's going to stand up and EVA report from down here. Now it's an EVA report from the launch pad. Right there's about 8 science. We're going to store this. And go back inside. Board it. You might ask what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to see if I can roll it back all the way to that base over there and see if that's even possible. Because if it is, then by all means we're going to definitely try to make it all the way over there to that base. Now, I might be a crazy person and totally wasting my time, but you know, it's Kerbal Done Right. So we're just going to go with it, right? Just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. I can't believe this is actually working. And so basically what we're doing by doing this is we're going to just bypass the whole idea of having a rover do all this. We're going to try to visit each of these buildings. And as we visit these buildings, it's going to give us different science for each and every building. So we're going to try to stick with that idea. Oh, we got flipped. Alright, turn. Go that way. Now turn again, so we're straight. Nope, wrong way. There we go. And so basically it gives us science for each one, which is a huge boost. And then it does it for every single science equipment. So basically the only one I'm going to right now is actually I can't even get there. I mean I could, but it's going to take all day. We're not going to do that. That takes too long. It's possible, as you've seen, but yeah, it's not worth it. Alright, so we're going to recover vessel and see what we got from that little adventure standing there on the launch pad. Nine science already, without even trying. That's all we had to do is just go out there and EVA. Nothing special. Alright, so now we're going to upgrade and get our parts. We're going to get the science bay. And we're gonna buy that. And we almost have enough to get the engine there too. So now we're going to find some missions here, get that. We can escape the atmosphere too, that's fine. And so next step is we're basically going to do the same thing. Except now we are going to attach the science bay. Yeah, my shift wasn't working. And we can also put that on the top of it just because. And we will also put a goo container on there. And this will give us all the research from the launch pad so far. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the research and then we're going to recover vessel. There's many ways to go about this starting, but this seems to be one of the best and easiest ways to do it without wasting your funds. And so yeah, it's a pretty easy way to go about it. It's the way I'm going about it. I have seen some other ways to do it, but this is the way I seem to grow fond of. I like it. It's the one I ended up enjoying. And so you see this is where I was making my mistake before. If we keep the data, we get 3 science. If we send the data, we only get 0.9. I was always sending it. I needed to keep it. And so we are keeping the data this time, and we will get a lot more science out of it. And the science bay thing here, 7.5 science just from the launch pad. Nothing special to it at all. And so we're going to keep that. And I believe that is everything. We'll go ahead and throw a crew report in there just because. There, okay. She reported that she reported the report before. Totally makes sense, right? So yeah, that's that. We'll have our next part of the thing, and most of the research we could probably get through the whole second tier of stuff from just Kerbal Space Center here. And so we're going to go ahead and unlock this one. And that's unlocked now. And we are going to go for this one next, and you guys will see why. Alright, so we got the science from there, so now we're going to go up into the air and get the science from above the launch pad as well. And so to do this, I'm going to change this to double, so that way I can do it like so. Oops. Yeah, it's important to keep it balanced on each side, otherwise the drag will pull it down in that direction. So that's not a good thing to have happen. And so yeah, we're going to go with it like that. And because there's 2 of them, there's got to be 2 of those. And we'll put on a parachute for landing. It's going to be just a simple, easy to go about way of doing this. I'm going to strap on a hammer. We're not going to use the liquid engines yet. You guys will see why we're just going with this one. We're only aiming for the science in the air. And that is basically it for now. Okay. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, duh. Okay, because they're not... The orange bars don't line up in the center like they're supposed to there. But that's okay, because now we got 4 goo containers. And we gotta make sure Valentina's gonna pilot it. Yes, she is. And the reason I'm just using 1 pilot is so I can get the enhanced node navigation thing, where I can just target it to go apoapsis and that, or not apoapsis, retrograde and prograde. Yeah, those. And so here we are on the launch pad once again. Here we go again. Here we go again. And we are launch. Go ahead and get the first data, right like so. And keep the data. That's science while flying above the shore. Get the material bay. And that's science while flying at Kerbin as well. I'm also aiming for a splashdown here, so I'm kind of tilting the shuttle that direction so that it will land as a splashdown, hopefully, before it runs out of fuel. Keep going a little further and further. Hopefully it'll work. And then we're going to do a crew report because we are above the shore and flying over shore. Alright, keep the data. And I will show you guys a trick after we touch down and land wherever we're landing. Let's see if this goo gives us what we want to see. So we actually achieved quite a bit of a speed booster right there. Okay, so that's just basically the same thing. We've already got that there. We clicked recycle and it automatically reset that. That was something else I didn't know. We've already achieved 5 goals here. 5 missions. Mostly altitude records and speed records, and we launched our first vessel, so that quest is complete. Get rid of that because I wasn't trying to click that. I believe we are going to successfully splash down. So here's what I'm going to do right now. Is while we are still rising in the air. Oh, I can't EVA yet. Oh man, that's lame. Oh well, I was gonna have her EVA and she was gonna take the data from these in case they broke upon landing. And she was also gonna take her EVA report while up here. But I think we've already gotten that because she was already gotten the one flying above the shore, so that's fine. We've achieved another record of 11.5 kilometers. Got quite some height on that and we're still going up. So that's actually taking us a total of 14 meters up. Or 14 kilometers, my bad. Another record, 5,000 meter distance on the ground. So we are now 5,000 meters away from Kerbal Space Program, or the center itself. So yeah guys, this is Kerbal Done Right. Awesome, isn't it? We're so good at it now. And we're going to go ahead and pull the chute because it doesn't really matter. And we are going to speed up all the way. So that way it's going to tilt, make her go nuts. She's having a blast. And this will touch down in the water in a matter of seconds, hopefully. We're now starting to descend. And we will straighten out once that pops open all the way at 500 meters. And I'm aiming so that this thing lands facing up because I want to get the data from being in the water as well. And so basically once this is done, you do the same thing on the runway launch pad, or the space plane launch pad, and then you try to get as much data from there, doing the same experiments as you do on the launch pad, and it'll basically work the same way and give you totally different data. Some of it's actually better than what you would get on the launch pad, and then from there out you just go make yourself a little rover with the wheels and travel to each of the buildings, and once you have that done, then you can basically make it to space pretty easily. And then you can do it in the plains back here with all the experiments, you can do it in the mountains with all the experiments, you can do it in the highlands with all the experiments, all that stuff. And so yeah, it actually makes for a very easy start. Now the difference between me and some of the other guys that actually have tutorials kind of like this is I'm actually using the whole entry fee thing where you have to pay for the parts. So it's going to make it a bit more challenging because I have to actually do the missions and I have to make sure that I do them well in order to get the money for the entry purchases. But that's the only difference. Everybody else is doing it with the no entry fee, and I'm kind of following a basis of what they're going by, but it's not going to be the same. It's already not the same because they definitely didn't start like this. I mean, they tried to do the splashdown, but they didn't do it like I did. They only had 2 pods, which I can see why, because you only needed 2 at this point. But I wanted 4 because it's me. And this is while flying at Kerbal still, so we don't need that. We already got it. And so yeah, crew report, flying over Kerbal's water. We will send this data here. And nothing broke. That is cool. And we landed face up like we wanted. Alright. So we are going to have her EVA, and she's going to take an EVA report because she is now flying over Kerbal's water using that same little glitch that we did over at the launch pad. And so she's going to store the experiment. If it stops bouncing, that's right. I got to turn down the time, and then it will stop bouncing. Alright. She's going to store the data, take data, store the data, and she's going to go back on board. She's going to crew report it, and then she's going to keep the science. That was from the water. She's going to release this goo. And this is from the water as well. Alright. And I believe that's everything. We could get repeat the same process and do the science lab thing inside the water, but we can always do that at another time. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to recover the vessel and see how much science we just got, which should be quite a bit. Comparing to our old ways of trying to get the science that way. Yeah, see, we're already up to 53 science. Insane how quickly that gets up with that. The material study is the one that gives you the most. So actually getting that and doing it in the water is probably going to be better than what we're showing you. So I do recommend doing that. But I don't want to repeat the same thing on a video, so yeah. It's kind of like, yeah, not the greatest thing there. I don't want to have 2 of the same video, basically, so. I'll probably do that off camera, but I just told you guys how to do it, so no biggie. We'll research that. We will buy the parts. And we cannot get this yet, but we do need this. For now, we're just going to go with the basic rocketry here. And this will get us all prepared for longer distance jumps on the surface. And we can go ahead and get this too, just because it'll give us a heat shield, which is important for re-entry. And that's going to be it for part 8, guys, and Kerbal Done Right. This will be the first part of that, but it's just going to continue off the other series. And because we are restarting, it should be a lot more interesting because it's actually correct now. I realized I was doing things quite wrong, and it's probably not a good idea to show things that are wrong, you know? So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next time with part 9. And as always, keep sinful, keep alive, keep watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Helps us out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do that too, because it is rewarding eventually. And it helps us out a lot too. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. See you when you see you. Around.